And welcome back to CTV News. Gordon the Grizzly Bear is here now with your Friday Sports Update.
The Crusaders face a tough task tonight when they take on the Chiefs at AMI Stadium. After sustaining an injury last weekend, Ryan Crotty is missing from the team sheet, leaving Dan Carter and Kieran Fonatia to deal with the Chiefs midfield pairing of Charlie Ngatai and Sonny Bill Williams. The Crusaders will be hoping the return of White Crockett can pay dividends at scrum time, with Ben Fennell and Nepo Laulala completing the front row. The only other changes from last week's side that lost to the Highlanders are Luke Romano at lock, who moves Jimmy Tupou to the bench, while Richie McCaw will start at 7. Tonight's match kicks off at 7:35. Well, after a bright start to their National Basketball League season, the Canterbury Rams will be looking for a repeat of their opening round match when they face the Manawatu Jets tomorrow night. With 2 wins and a loss to start their campaign, the Rams are looking the part under new head coach and former Tall Black Mark Dickel. After holding a player coach role at Otago for the past 2 years, Dickel took the Rams job with the opportunity of being able to develop the region's youngest talent, something he couldn't turn down.
We have a lot of good players in New Zealand, and predominantly in our area in the South Island. I think we've got 30 or 40 kids on our island that could go to college if they wanted to. So there's a lot of good talent in New Zealand. It just hasn't really been exposed to that opportunity before. So I think that's as much as anything what excited me about coming to Christchurch, is that we could give those kids that opportunity.
Last season saw the return of the Rams for the first time since 2008, with the side easing their way back into the comp. While the side couldn't make the playoffs, a number of local players showed they're more than equipped for the league. That's something Dickel took into consideration when putting together his roster for this year.
I thought that the roster that they had last year was really good. I thought they had one of the more talented rosters. It's just sometimes how it all meshes together. So the last thing I wanted to do was to mess with the roster too much. I just wanted to try and add to it. I'm really happy with the players we've got here. All of them are going to be better players 4 or 5 years from now. They're all kind of younger, with the exception of Marcus, meaning the New Zealand players. So we've got a real future perspective on how we're trying to do it. So I'm excited. I think we've got a lot of really good players.
One of the keys to the Rams' start has been the form of last year's Rookie of the Year, Richie Edwards. The forward has started this year with 3 20-plus point performances and is putting his improved game down to a change in diet.
I was eating too much fast food last year, too much bad stuff, as a college student, coming straight out of college, as you do. On a budget, you're always eating on the go. So I just try to clean it up, take more time on my diet, and really eliminate those things that a lot of people don't see as bad, like breads and pastas and potatoes, all the carbs. So just try to take it out of my diet and really just try to lean up, and it's worked for me so far. I'm probably down about 20 kgs, so it's really shown a difference in my health.
The Rams met Saturday night's opposition, the Manawatu Jets, in their opening game of the season, walking away comfortable 114-98 winners. Coach Dickel says there will be no complacency, though, with his side's defence the main concern.
We haven't held to any team to under 90 points, so we want to be a team that prides itself on defence, where you should be holding teams to 60 or 70 points. So from that perspective, I'm concerned. I'm concerned because I think we're capable of doing that. Now, the stuff on offence, I think we have really good players, so I anticipate us scoring 80 or 90 points. It's just going to be whether we can hold the other teams under that.
Another capacity crowd is expected tomorrow at Cal Stadium as the new team look to emulate the fortress created by the Rams of the 80s and 90s.
I can remember coming to watch games here as a kid, and Canterbury never lost. And we haven't lost at home yet, so I hope that continues. But we've got a lot of work to do to get it back to that point. We're just starting out, and it's not always going to be easy, but if we can stay with the course, I'm sure we'll be fine.
That match against Manawatu gets underway at 7 o'clock. And finally tonight, the Hawkins Cup enters its 4th round of competition on Saturday, with a string of teams looking to keep their distance with the early leaders. Sydenham and University, who both have 2 wins and a loss, will face off at Sydenham Park. 8th placed Burnside will look to get themselves back in the top half of the competition when they take on 5th placed Marist Albion at Burnside Park, while undefeated Lincoln University are at home to the winless High School Old Boys. Sumner, who have 1 win and 2 losses, will be targeting a result at home to bottom of the table Belfast, while at Christchurch Park, Christchurch will look to get their 3rd win in a row against Shirley. The match of the round could prove to be the match between Linwood and New Brighton. Linwood, playing at home, will look to get back into the title race after their first loss of the comp last weekend when they host an undefeated New Brighton side. You're up to date with the latest in local sport. I'm Gordon Findlater for CTV Sport.